Pilate breathed deeply. He felt pressured, cornered between the demands of the Jewish leaders and his own conscience. He had repeatedly declared that he saw no guilt in Jesus, but the insistence of the priests and the Sanhedrin put him in an uncomfortable position. Then, an idea arose in his mind. Jesus was a Galilean. And, as a Galilean, he was under the jurisdiction of Herod Antipas, the tetrarch of Galilee. Coincidentally, Herod was in Jerusalem for Passover. If he sent Jesus to Herod, perhaps he could avoid making a definitive decision about the case. With a gesture, he ordered the soldiers to take the prisoner away. The priests and leaders of the Sanhedrin closely followed the movement, fearful that Pilate was trying to avoid the condemnation. This man is a Galilean. He belongs to the jurisdiction of Herod Antipas. Take him to him. The Roman soldiers held Jesus firmly and dragged him through the narrow streets of Jerusalem to Herod's palace. Herod Antipas was a vain man, thirsty for spectacles. He ruled Galilee under Roman dominion and had a history of controversial decisions. He was the one who ordered the execution of John the Baptist, fearing his influence over the people. Now, upon hearing that Jesus was being brought to him, his eyes sparkled with interest. Finally! I have heard so much about this man. They say he performs miracles. Perhaps he will do one for me. When Jesus was brought before him, Herod examined him from head to toe. The prisoner was dirty, bruised, and covered in dust, but his posture was upright. There was something about him that disturbed the tetrarch, a serene, unyielding presence. Herod rose from his throne and approached Jesus, looking him in the eyes. Are you the one they call the Messiah? The King of the Jews? They say you have the power to heal the sick, cast out demons. So why don't you perform a miracle now? Jesus remained silent. The priests, who had followed up to that point, seized the opportunity to reinforce their accusations. He corrupts the people, incites disobedience against Rome, and claims to be the Son of God. Herod ignored the accusations and continued to gaze at Jesus with curiosity. He was used to seeing men tremble before him, pleading for their lives. But this prisoner showed no fear, no despair. Jesus' silence began to irritate him. Do you have nothing to say? Defend yourself. Or are you just an impostor? Nothing. No words. Herod's courtiers and soldiers began to laugh and mock Jesus. One of the guards took a shiny robe and threw it over the prisoner's shoulders. Look! The great King of the Jews! Where is your crown? The court burst into laughter. Others began to hit Jesus, pushing him back and forth, treating him as a mere object of amusement. Herod crossed his arms and smiled. This man is nothing but a madman. I see no threat in him. After more time of mockery, Herod lost interest. He did not see Jesus as a political rebel, nor did he care about religious disputes. He decided not to get involved in the trial and, with a gesture of disdain, ordered that the prisoner be returned to Pilate. The priests were furious. They wanted Herod to make a definitive decision, but the tetrarch ignored them. Take him back to the governor. Tell Pilate that this man is not my problem. And so, Jesus was led again through the streets of Jerusalem, dragged from one trial to another. But the final decision still lay in Pilate's hands. As the soldiers took him back to the praetorium, Jesus' fate became increasingly inevitable. This is not just a story from the past. It is an invitation for your transformation. Just as Jesus faced injustice, silence, and pain, we all go through difficult moments in our journey. But there is a greater purpose behind every challenge. Here, on our channel, we are building a community of people seeking knowledge, faith, and spiritual growth. You are not alone. Together, we can spread this message of hope and change to thousands of lives. Now, you can be part of this mission. Leave your like to show that this message matters. Subscribe to the channel and join us on this walk of faith. Share this video and help this word reach more hearts. Every click you make is a step for this truth to reach more people. Let's transform lives together and strengthen this chain of faith. Do you accept this call?